You know what I hate? I hate this thing of like a just shave your head, bro. And I'm not even talking about myself personally. My hairline is more or less intact. You know, maybe it's moved up a few centimeters over the years. If you pick up the front of my hair, you can see it thinning out a little bit, but I'm not going like bald by any means at this point yet. Could happen in the future, but it's just me. I just see this across the internet all the time. Like I was looking at this, I was reading a forum about the angry video game nerd the other day, and everyone was like talking about how his hairline's creeping up, which granted is true. You can see that pretty clearly if you look at the videos. But then like every comment in the thread was like, just shave your head, bro. Why doesn't this guy just shave his head? Stop pretending you're not going bald. Shave your head. And this isn't a new thing just relating to this. I've seen this for years. Anytime anyone like their hairline just creeps up a little bit as they age into their 40s, everyone's like, you have to shave your head. Oh, it looks so much better whenever you have your head shaved. And so I don't say any of this to offend anyone who actually does like that style and prefers it and chooses it. That's fine. But it's just this complete like bullshit internet psyop that just a shaved head isn't just an absolutely universal bulletproof cure-all for every man. Here's the thing. It is not. It is actually not. In fact, I would go so far as to say that about 60%, maybe 65% of men either look like a skinhead or a cancer patient with a perfectly shaved, bald, shiny head. And that does leave a pretty good percentage of men who can pull it off. What am I saying? Like maybe a third of guys can. That's not an insignificant amount of guys here in America alone. I'm talking, tens of millions of guys can pull it off. But not everyone can, right? And I'm including in that category even people who a bald head is kind of a signature look. Like Bruce Willis rocked a bald head for damn near the last 20 plus, I think over 20 years of his career. I'm gonna say it right now, never liked it. Literally never liked it. I always thought that thin, kind of scraggly patch of like obviously balding hair on his head looked way better in everything. I never liked the bald. I especially didn't like it in like the last couple Die Hard movies. John McClane looks way better with that little patch of hair. I mean, there are certain celebrities who can pull it off. I thought Bryan Cranston pulled it off through Breaking Bad. That said, it probably did look better when he grew it back. I mean, and I know plenty of celebrities probably use some kind of hair plugs. I'm sure Tom Cruise had some work done. I think McConaughey's been open about having some kind of a hair transplant, but I don't know. But even ignoring the existence of hair transplants, I think even just terribly balding, like George Costanza would not look right with a shaved, bald, shiny head, right? Ed Harris was rocking just the thinnest little horseshoe of hair for the vast majority of his career. Always would have taken that over the bald head. Sean Connery basically always rocking a horseshoe haircut. Unless he had the rug on his head in James Bond. Always thought it looked fine. It just wouldn't have looked right at all to me if he just shaved his shiny head bald. I don't know. But it's not even that. These internet people on these forums, it's not even the people who have the full horseshoe head with like the giant just bald middle of the head. It's like literally people who have just their hairline creeps up an inch, right? It's like just a little bit of thinning, like, oh, stop clinging to it. Looks, you gotta go bald, man. You gotta shave your fucking head every 12 hours the rest of your life. No, you actually don't. Everyone whose hairline creeps up an inch does not need to spend the rest of their fucking life cosplaying as Mr. Clean. The world would look fucking ridiculous if you went out and like 90% of every guy over the age of 40 in the fucking like country in the fucking world was cosplaying as Mr. Clean for the rest of their life. No, I actively defy you. I denounce you on the internet. All you just shave your head, bro people. No, you actually don't need to. Again, I know some guys actually like that look and they feel more confident and they feel better with it. Fine, more power to you. I have no problem with that if that's what you want to do. I probably to some extent appreciate not having to fuck around with shampoo or conditioner or whatever for the rest of my life. Probably sounds nice to me. Don't think I would want to scrape a razor blade on the top of my head every day. I would get annoyed with that pretty quick, but it is bullshit psyop that this is just this universal cure-all that everyone needs to do. It's not. It's really not. And the internet needs to stop with this. Just shave your head. You're always like, oh, it'll look better. You're clinging to the. No, I don't think anyone's clinging to anything. Is they don't want to do it. It doesn't matter. Like, everyone does not need to be bald when they start losing a little bit of hair. And like I said, not something I'm particularly dealing with yet. Maybe a little thinner than it used to be, but it's basically intact. But here's the thing, even if it starts just rocketing up inch by inch by inch, even if I am fucking George Costanza in like 10 years or whatever, here and now I vow to you on this microphone, I'm not fucking doing it. I won't fucking do it unless I want to, but I doubt that I will. Like, if I want to, just for the sake of cleanliness. Like, I appreciate, getting rid of hair. Like, I am someone who, I trim my pubes. Not super regularly, but like every once or month or so. Not down to like not down to stubble, but just snip, an inch off. Try to keep it a little tight. I even shaved my armpits, not because I'm trying to be super feminine and pretty, just because, let's be honest, armpit hair, it can get a little stinky. I like it to not be out of control. I don't like it when if I have my shirt off and I have my arms down, there's armpit hair poking out. I just think it looks a little so I can keep that pretty trim too, but the top of my head, I'm just whatever Mother Nature does, whether genetics do in terms of hair loss in the future. I'm not being Mr. Clean, I'm not being Walter White. I'm not being Lex Luthor. I'm not doing any of that. And I think it's a ridiculous internet psyop bullshit, just bad advice, bad faith bullshit that everyone needs to be shaving their head when they just start to have a little natural hair loss. No, you really don't. I promise you don't. The internet mainstream position is just totally wrong on this. Even some people, like I said, can pull off the bald head. Like I said, maybe a third of guys, maybe even a little more than that. But the idea that on every fucking person, that just shiny 100% bald head is a better look than having just a little bit of thinning hair, or just solid hair on the side, maybe a little baldness right up the middle. Not true. Not true at all. That's incorrect for, I would say, a very substantial portion of guys. So don't listen to the internet. Don't just shave your head, bro, unless you want to. But I guess what this just comes down to is just an old school style, basically going back to grade school style lecture on don't give in to peer pressure. If you want to do it, good, but just don't let people trick and psyop and hypnotize you into thinking this is something you have to do if you don't want to, because you really don't. And the idea that it looks good on every guy, on every fucking guy, is bullshit.